Hey guys, it's Abby from Autumn of Pelennor, and this is my top 5 books that I talk about too often. On BookTube it can be so easy to keep recommending the same books, and I have a problem with doing that, so I'm gonna do another top 5 where I mention books I don't talk about enough, but I thought this is a good, intro. Anyone who doesn't know me, these are the books you'll hear me go on about 700 million trillion times. Let's start off with the one I don't own yet, and that is Queendom of the Seven Lakes by A.B. Endacott. I love this book so much. It is a fantasy. We follow Elenai and Gideon. Elenai is an assassin, Gideon is the prince, and she is there to protect him. But it's a queendom. They've never had a king, so like the public ain't keen on him. Not on him, but like on the concept of him being in charge. That is as much as I feel comfortable kind of saying without spoiling it. It is amazing, and I love it, and again, if you're like new here, hi, welcome. If not, you know I'm unemployed and have been for a while, and I'm job hunting. Once I hit 400 job applications, which is sadly not far off, I am going to be buying myself copies of all of A.B. Endacott's books, because I love them so much. Then, the book you're expecting if you understand my channel name. The Pelennor books. This is just the first one, which is The Gift, because I've read this one the most. It's literally falling apart. I adore this book. It is a fantasy following Myrad. She was raised and born in a big fancy city in this fantasy world, and it was razed to the ground. This is her kind of having grown up in poverty and working towards saving the world. I haven't had to summarise the Pelennor series in a while. That was interesting. One of my neighbours was watching me out the window. Dude! Anyway, so this is the first book in the series. There are now 5 books because a prequel was released. It's amazing. I love it. And if anyone is curious, the autumn is just because I was born in October and my nana's middle name was Autumn. Next up, The Last Roundhead by Jemahl Evans. This is a fiction book following Blandford Candy in the English Civil War. It's hilarious, it's very adult, it's got lots of sex and violence and stuff like that in it, and it's great. It's just a great time altogether. Definitely only for people who feel like they can read that sort of content. I would definitely put it in the adult category. Not crossover, not even close to crossover. I love its historical accuracy. Jemahl Evans is a historian at a university here in the UK, and so everything is completely and 100% accurate. And then he just writes the fiction around it, and it's hilarious and great, and I love these books so much. So much. Then one of my longest running favourite series is the Skulduggery Pleasant series by Derek Landy. This very much is for kids, unlike the last one. This one is technically a middle grade 8 to 12 book, and we follow Valkyrie, which I always pronounced Valkyrie because I learnt it through reading these books. It's not, it's Valkyrie. At the very beginning in this book she is a tween age girl, I think she's 12, and she discovers this world of magic and a talking skeleton detective, and it goes from there. By the point that the books are up to now, I think she's like 20. I'm not entirely sure, I'd have to check. There's like 14 books, and I love them all. But this is just such a fun series that I can recommend to pretty much anyone. It's set in Ireland, so you've got all the Irish folklore mixed in with the magic, which is built in really well. There's lots of action and violence, but then at the same time it is a middle grade, so it doesn't go too far for anyone who doesn't really want to go fully in, but it also goes far enough that sometimes I'm surprised these are middle grades. But I read this at the right age, so like it's clearly fine. And then lastly is Anything by Samantha Shannon. I say Anything by Samantha Shannon. She has 4 full books out and I've read 2 of them. I've read The Bone Season and The Mime Order. Those are the first 2 books in the Bone Season series, which is going to be 7 books long. I have the Song Rising, how have I forgotten what that's called, and I just haven't got to it yet, and I've been reading Priory of the Orange Tree for a while. I love it. It's amazing. This series, specifically The Bone Season, follows Paige Mahoney. Am I making that up? I am not. I thought I was, because that's the last name of one of my friends from my postgrad. But we follow Paige Mahoney. She is a dream walker, and this is a world where people who have magic are hunted. And she gets caught and goes through the scenario that happens once people have been hunted, and there's a whole thing going on. that I'm just not gonna say because I don't know how to say it without spoiling it. One of these books isn't fantasy. One. This is historical fiction. It's great. I love it. But the rest are all fantasy in some way, shape or form. These are 4 of my 5 overly mentioned books. The last one being Queendom. The amount of times I have inserted a picture of the cover of Queendom of the Seven Lakes onto a video. Huh. And one day I will own the damn thing! These books are all amazing. If you're at all interested, please do think about picking them up. I mean, I've mentioned all of them so many times, and I'm sure other people have got reviews and stuff on them too. I really do recommend them. These two, wait, should have thought this through. These 2 are adult books, definitely adult. Bone Season, older YA readers could get away with it, like 16 plus, but it is an adult book. Be aware of that before going into it. Don't think it's YA, but if you are a mature reader from that age bracket, you could get away with it. Same with The Last Roundhead, but I refuse to recommend it to anyone who is under 18 because it's graphic in all of the different possible senses of the word. Whereas these 2 are actually aimed at under 18-year-olds, The Gift being aimed at YA and The Skulduggery Peasant being aimed at middle grade. These are all amazing. Oh, and Queendom. Oh, is Queendom YA or adult? I think Queendom of the Seven Lakes is, and the whole God Kiss Constant is, I think it's YA, but it might be adult. Oh, shit. Shit. Shiitake mushrooms. I'm gonna go and check Goodreads. Okay, let me put it this way. If I'm struggling so much to decide where it goes, it can be read by anyone from 14 to 84. Just if you're 85, maybe check first. But yeah, it's a great book. They all are. I love them all. I'm gonna shut up now. If you want to check out Alex Black Reads channel down below, I stole this series idea from her, so definitely check that out. And if you like this video, subscribe and click the like button to see some more from me. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Bye!